you doing? It's the Steppin' Show here again. Today I got this guy with me. Pacey! Pacey!
Coming.
Oh yeah, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
You okay?
Yep.
Well, today I got a very interesting scientific concept for you, Pacey. It's called,
really?
yeah, it's called displacement.
Oh.
You know what displacement is, Pacey?
No, I've never heard of it.
Well, I'm going to show you. And you're going to help me, okay?
Yeah.
All right, displacement is when you put an object into, say, water, and it displaces or it moves the amount of water that it weighs. Like,
Cool.
yeah, like so you put a stone in the water, it displaces its own weight in that water.
Wow.
I'm going to show you, Pacey. Will you get a stone? I got a stone for you. Did you get it?
I'll go get it now.
You get it now. I'm going to get my stone from over here. Oh, that's heavy, Pacey. Is your whole stone heavy?
Yeah.
Right, Pacey, to show this displacement, I got a couple of things, right? Let's put the stones into the glass of water. You see the glass of water?
Yep.
Yeah, it's marked at the front, okay? So it's at that level. Now, when we put the stones in, Pacey, that level's going to rise by guess how much?
I don't know.
By the amount of weight that the stones weigh.
Oh.
That's what I'm telling you, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put my stone in. Wait a minute, let me put mine in first, Pacey. You got yours in there?
Yeah.
Right. Now, Pacey, take a look at that glass. Take a look at the level. What's happened?
It's gone. The water's gone higher.
The water's risen.
Dropped in.
Yeah, the water level rose. Yeah, because the water level rose because we put some objects in there, and the weight of those objects made the water displace.
Wow.
That's displacement. You know something? Sometimes displacement happens in nature, Pacey.
Really?
I got there's an example from a place called Latoya Bay in Alaska. It's happened in 1958. There was an earthquake. Then millions of cubic tons of rock fell off a mountain.
Really?
Yeah, fell 3,000 feet down the side of a mountain into a bay called Latoya Bay.
3,000 feet?
3,000 feet. It hit the water and it created displacement. A huge amount of displacement and energy was released in a second. And guess what happened?
What?
There was a mega tsunami.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a mega tsunami.
A mega tsunami. The mega tsunami that was created was 1,700 feet tall. It was over 520 meters tall, Steve. Oh, Pacey, sorry. Yeah. Well, look, there's a documentary about it because there was a couple of guys out there on a fishing boat, you know, just doing some fishing and stuff. And next thing,
Did they survive?
They survived. Unbelievable, but they survived. Look, I got a very, very interesting documentary about that, Steve. Sorry, Pacey, do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at the documentary over here. You ready? Go.
It was July 9th, 1958, and an earthquake on the Fairweather Fault in the Alaska Panhandle rattled for about 1 minute. It was the strongest in Alaska for 60 years, and it could be felt as far away as Seattle. The quake sent around 82 million tons of rock into the waters of Latuya Bay. All that rock hitting the water was like an asteroid impact, and the result was the world's tallest mega tsunami, measuring something like 1,720 feet. The giant mass of a wave continued down the bay, taking with it any vegetation on the mountain.
Pacey, I keep forgetting your name.
That monster destroyed everything in its path.
God.
One man and his son were sleeping in a boat in that bay as all this happened. Through the skin of their teeth, they survived, but others weren't so lucky. Howard Ulrich and his 8-year-old son named Sonny had been catching some Z's on their boat, the Edgery, when the earthquake happened. They'd been out salmon fishing throughout the day and had retired to their bunks. Just after 10 p.m., their bunks started shaking, almost knocking the two guys to the floor. Howard had no idea what had happened, so he got up and went to the deck. The boat was still shaking violently from side to side. Suddenly, there was an eerie calm for about 2.5 minutes, and what followed almost knocked Howard off his feet. He heard a crashing sound that was deafening, which was the rocks hitting the water in the bay. His son joined him on the deck. They both looked into the distance down the bay, and on each side they saw the mountains shuddering, sending snow flying high into the air. Suddenly, the two witnessed a wave coming toward them, so large they could hardly believe their eyes. As the wave approached, though, it became smaller. Still, it was racing down the bay at about 120 miles per hour, taking out trees on the mountainside,
120
plucking
miles
hundreds
per
from their
hour?
roots in a matter of seconds. Howard now knew that this was no time for standing around and admiring the power of nature. There was no way this wave was going to stop before it hit their small boat. Howard told Sonny to put on his life preserver and start praying to God Almighty. There was not much he could do to steer the boat out of the way since it was anchored, but he managed to turn on the engine and steer the boat so it was facing the oncoming wave. Had he not done that, the two might not have survived. Howard dropped the anchor as low as it could go, and his last words on the anchor were, "Mayday, Mayday, this is Idri in the Latuya Bay. All hell has busted loose in here. I think we've had it. Goodbye." The wave was now 1,720 feet when it was close enough for Howard to really see what was coming, but receded to just 100 feet high as it neared. When it finally reached them, the wave was only around 50 to 75 feet high, but that was enough to snap that anchor chain like it was nothing but a fishing line. The boat rose high into the air, riding the wave. With such force, Howard believed that the boat would be thrown to the land and
these
smashed
guys
to
ain't kidding
pieces,
around.
but that didn't happen. Once they were over the crest of the wave, there was more danger, because the choppy waters were full of debris that the wave had taken with it. The two weren't out of trouble yet, and little did they know others were in danger too. Unfortunately, not everyone was as lucky as Howard and Sonny and managed to ride the mega tsunami. Some would succumb to the giant wave. There were two other boats in the bay on that historic day. A boat owned by Bill and V. Swanson, named the Badger, and a boat named Sunmore, owned by another couple, Orville and Mickey Wagner. Both those couples were actually friends and prior to the incident had waved across the water and said hello. When Bill Swanson felt the swaying of the boat, he too got up to see what was happening. He later described what he saw next was like a big load of rocks spilling out of a dump truck. That might have been an understatement, because the rocks that hit the water would have weighed as much as 240 Empire State Buildings. The
That's a
Swanson's
lot of
boat
Empire
was
State
lifted
Buildings.
even higher when it was hit by the wave.
That's really heavy.
In Bill's own words, he said, "We went away up over the trees, and I looked down on the rocks as big as an ordinary house as we crossed the spit. We were away above them. It felt like we were in a tin can and somebody was shaking it." Looking down at the trees, Bill believed that he was at least 80 feet in the air when on the crest of the wave. That crest broke and the Badger landed quite close to the shoreline. The boat soon began to sink and suddenly trees and other debris flooded it. Bill was hit in the chest and broke a couple of ribs, but both he and his wife didn't go under. The couple, still in their underwear, quickly got in their small dinghy. The water was rough and full of trees, but they managed to use that dinghy to steer out of danger. They were rescued by a fishing boat about 2 hours later. Referring to what he saw that evening right after the earthquake, Bill later said, "People shake their head when I tell them I saw it that night. I can't help it if they don't believe me, but I know what I saw that night." On the opposite side of the bay, the Sunmore and its occupants Orville and Mickey Wagner were not so fortunate. Unlike the other two boats after the earthquake hit, the couple decided to get out of the bay. This might seem like a wise decision, but just as they turned out of the entrance, the wave hit them from the side. The boat flipped and was taken by the wave. The couple did not survive.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Steppets. I hope you enjoy tomorrow's one. Bye bye.